All right, we got a special treat for you here on CKBG The Berg. It's Nathan Carr. I'm dropping in, and we're talking new music with the Indiana Drones and none other than Justin Zuaccato, a talented singer, songwriter, producer, and Margarita Song Circle enthusiast. Justin, thanks for coming in. Do you remember the Song Circles in Nashville?
Margaritaville?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where did you dig that up?
Take me back to that for a bit. I wanted to surprise you with something. So the Song Circles, that was something that you considered a lot of fun, but because it was really challenging.
Yeah. Okay. So Margaritaville on Broadway in Nashville, of all places, I used to do these songwriter circles just for fun, and I hadn't done one of those before, and there was, if you don't want to know what a songwriter circle is, there's 4 or 5 people on stage all the time, and you kind of just go, one person plays a song, then the next person plays a song, then the next person plays a song. And it was crazy. It was like, this is years and years ago now, but
I went deep on this one.
Yeah, you did. I don't know, is there did I say something about that somewhere on the internet?
It was kind of, yeah. I pulled it up.
Got you. What I probably said was that it forced me to write.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
Because people would, you'd do 5 or 6 rounds, and then, the last round, like 2 people would play like really good songs. You'd be like, fuck, I don't have a song that's good enough to follow that. So it was kind of like kind of forced me to come out of that experience and go, I need more songs.
And I think that's something it's obviously contributed to your career and that. And we're going to talk about the new song, Action, by the way, but I want to give you the opportunity to tell us a little bit about the Indiana Drones. Kind of a one-man band, but I know you do it in a bunch of different variations as well.
Yeah. I started the Indiana Drones the first album came out in 2017. It was called Fat Elvis, period. And it was kind of just a punk rock record that I, made on my own, played the drums, played the bass, played the guitar, and just did it for fun. And then it kind of became a little bit more streamlined, a little bit more serious. The music kind of took on a little bit more of a personality and more of a uniqueness. And I just kept releasing music under the band name. I wanted people to always think that it was a band. I wanted a name that was plural, intentionally, that started with the and ended with s, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People just assumed that it was a collective. And then a couple of years ago, that kind of came true. And I got some other really talented Windsor boys on board, Brendan Friel, Grady Kaplan, Brandon LaFrancois, and we made a record together, self-titled, The Indiana Drones. We put the S. We emphasized the S in the font. And it's been kind of a band since.
Leading up to the Indiana Drones. Was there a moment that kind of took you into the music direction? Was it strictly being a music geek, or was it like the kind of that on switch moment growing up in the 90s or maybe even early 2000s where it just kind of it hit you? Was there a song? You don't have to get super specific, but was there that on switch moment where you're like, this is it?
Yes. School of Rock.
School of Rock?
Yeah. The movie.
The movie is what did it for you. 100%. And you said that this is where I'm going now, 100%.
100%.
From Jack Black.
I saw School of Rock and quit hockey and quit baseball, and I just started playing drums and guitar, and I just learned every song in the movie, and it just kind of became my life after that.
Well, it certainly led to a great thing. The new song, Action. Tell us about the song. We're going to get to Gavin. He's sitting here as well. And I'll dive into it a little more. The video itself, it's stellar, and I find that the music video is kind of a bit of a lost art, but for some reason here, the visuals and the song, they just mash up perfectly together. Tell us about how this idea kind of got started. We'll start with Justin, and then Gavin, you can weigh in too.
Thank you, man. Yeah. Well, the song, me and Grady wrote the song in his bedroom in Windsor, and I remember he just kind of played that bass riff that it starts with, that boom, 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 and he just kept doing that. boom, 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 you know, and he had a movie playing in the background because we like to do that. We like to put a visual on and write, just kind of loosely watching the movie, loosely writing. It kind of, you know, lets you use just enough of your brain to not overthink it. So he had this movie called Duel at Diablo on in the background. He said he had seen it on a flight or something, and he just kind of put it on for the aesthetic. Yeah. But we just started writing, and I started singing, "Little goes a long way. This isn't a stage play. You don't need to go so big," you know. And he was just going boom, bum, 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 and it just kind of took this shape of like, okay, this is I'm a film director directing somebody. You know, little goes a long way. This isn't a stage play. You don't need to go so big. You know, there's enough emotion in your subtle motions. You don't need to dance and sing. So it's like somebody giving an actor direction. And then the song just kind of took shape and became literally about a film director's life and this, you know, how, you know, it kind of infected him at a young age and it stayed with him his entire life. And that's the story. And Gavin,
who's sitting right here,
who's been a film director and a local legend for as long as I've known your name forever. You know? And he kind of became loosely that character in my mind, you know. And when I pitched him the idea for the video, you know, I said, "Can we make a video of you making a video of us?" And I'll let him talk about it, but he took it quite a bit further than that.
He definitely did. And these visuals, they just come to life, and really a story of your life in a lot of ways too, Gavin.
I'm glad you're not Sean Evans and me with your hot wings question that you had for him, because I'd be like, what's he dug up? I don't know. No, I mean, I tried to get him to change the lyrics to talk about my empty bank account, being divorced once, not being able to afford like a pony. But, you know, the real things of filmmaking, but it's much more romanticized.
Rose-colored glasses.
No, when he played it for me, I'm like, oh yeah, instantly. I was like, not just me. I think anybody who's in film or acting or pursuing an art will hear these lyrics. It's like, there's all these sports anthem songs,
yeah.
Like "We Will Rock You" and everything. Like, this is our "We Will Rock You." Like, I just heard the lyrics. I was like, yeah, this makes sense. And Justin had this idea. He said, wouldn't it be fun to make the music video of us filming you filming us, sort of like this Inception thing?
Sure.
And I and use all that behind the scenes as the music video. And then I just thought, you know what, like I have the behind the scenes of everything since my high school days. Why I brought my brother or a friend along to film the making of the thing we were making in high school, like a tape that I haven't watched for 30 years and no one ever needed. Why did we film that? I have no idea. But I had, you know, on every music video that I did, hundreds of music videos locally, independent films, were always shooting the behind the scenes in case, and this is like before the social media age.
Sure.
So a lot of this material is like never seen the light of day. There was no outlet for it. And I just thought, if I dug through hundreds, and I mean hundreds of hard drives and old videotapes, I could probably put something special together here that's like a look at, and what's fun is it all, you know, in the video, it looks fun, exciting.
Yeah.
A lot of those projects are utter failures, things that didn't get released, frayed friendships and working relationships that are no longer there. Definitely a few ex-romantic relationships that also were frayed over having a career in film. But like, you know, I think that's all part of it. So sort of warts and all is like, let's just put this montage together.
There's some kind of parallels there. Do you guys talk about that all between you being that passion for music, seeing School of Rock, and you always having the passion for film that comes to life in this video and song? Do you guys collaborate on that too, about kind of the similarities?
Yeah, I think it's one of the reasons our friendship was sort of like instant. There's also a thing I call it the film festival experience, where usually you go to a film festival, you meet another artist. It's very similar to that, where suddenly we're sitting around at a Waffle House at 3 a.m. It's like the scene from Jaws being like, oh, you think you got scars from the music industry? Look at this film scar on my leg from the film industry. You know, like there's a bonding over just sticking in a creative art for so long that the longer you stick in it, there's less and less people around you that actually understand what you're trying to do and understand the long hours and the obsessive nature of it and the willingness to sometimes forego a steady paycheck or having the cottage up north and all the other things. So I definitely think there's an instant bonding between us.
I see
over that.
Justin nodding along with just about every single word that you're saying. Very similar in that too, from the music perspective.
100%. And I've also been just interested in movies and stuff for the past, few years. I've been kind of getting into it. So I've been chewing Gavin's ear off for a couple of years about just movies in general. But yeah, I think there's the parallel is obviously undeniable, like with me and music and him and film. And it's like, just the life of a creative, obsessed for better or worse, usually worse.
Oh, we got some exciting shows to talk about coming up. But before we get to more shows for the Indiana Drones, we will take out that guitar. I see you brought the guitar with you. Would you do a little bit of action for us?
Hell yeah. It all goes a long way. This isn't a stage play. You don't need to go so big. There's enough emotion in your subtle motions. You don't need to dance and sing. Universal truth in the way you move. You don't need to do anyone but you. Give me what you got. Give me what you got. Give me what you got. This just kinda bit me when I was like 16. This isn't the life I chose. Doing what Diablo down at the Rialto, and everything kinda froze. When I finally make my Citizen Kane, honey, just you wait, they'll all know my name. I've been working hard, I've been working hard, I've been working hard. Sucker for the fiction, reality's boring. Need a little chemistry, need a little action, need a little drama, need a little fantasy, need a little friction. I'm tired of snoring, need a little make-believe, need a little action, need a little action, need a little action. This is an obsession, everybody's second to these characters of mine. I can chase them around, I can hear them all out, I can make them come alive. Believe you and me, I'm destined for the silver screen. Sucker for the fiction, reality's boring. Need a little chemistry, need a little action, need a little drama, need a little fantasy, need a little friction. I'm tired of snoring, need a little make-believe, need a little action, need a little action, need a little action. I've been working hard, I've been working hard, I've been working hard. Sucker for the fiction, reality's boring. Need a little chemistry, need a little action, need a little drama, need a little fantasy, need a little friction. I'm tired of snoring, need a little make-believe, need a little action, need a little action, need a little action. Need a little chemistry. Need a little make-believe.
Song's called Action, the Indiana Drones on CKBG, the Berg. First single off a new upcoming EP for the Indiana Drones, right?
Correct. Yep.
We're looking forward to hearing more and seeing more. You can see more, by the way, as the video is uploaded. Gavin Michael Booth is with us as well. So many great visuals in this video. We talked about it. I mean, I'm flashback to across the street at General Amherst as well, seeing the hallways there.
Yeah.
A lot of Amherstburg roots in this.
Yeah, I mean, I started my film career here. I was obsessed with movies as a kid. My dad had a 8mm film camera, so I would make like Lego stop motions, Star Wars action figure stop motions. And I used to deliver the Windsor Star out here in town, and I saved up my money and bought a camcorder, and that was it. And some of that footage just in there is me and my neighborhood friends running around making, it was always parodies. It was Indiana Jones and the Lost Remote Controller, or Friday the 13th, part 27. And then when I hit high school at General Amherst here, they had a state-of-the-art video suite at the time. So 9th grade, I befriended that teacher immediately. It was like, I need to live in here. That was Keith Herrick at the time, Mr. Herrick. Yeah. And he, passed away in 2001. and so some of the stuff I can speak freely about now, but like went above and beyond what most teachers would do, like allowing me to stay in the school till midnight, sometimes just leaving me with keys to the school and taking gear home on the weekend and things that weren't allowed. But he just saw something in me, and I never realized how special that was until later in life. I get emotional thinking about him, but yeah, I spent every single waking moment I could not being in class with a guy. Hey, there's a sporting event, I'll go film it. Hey, there's something in the gym, I'll go film it. Hey, the school needs a promotional video to try to get 8th grade kids from other schools interested in come here, I'll do that. Like, that's how I learned to make corporate videos and earn a living making videos, was starting in Amherst.
Justin, for you, how does that make you feel, seeing, he's bringing his vision to life to the words that you've written and the words that you're singing?
Yeah, I mean, everything that you were just saying there, like, resonates with me, because I've had really, really great teachers my entire life as well, from grade 7 to the end of high school, really great supportive teachers, musical teachers, and having those kind of guiders in your life and helpers, like you said, like making that equipment available to him to be able to learn on and use and kind of execute his visions on, is so important. It's so important to have people that support you at an early age, Just Amherstburg in general, like my girlfriend's family is from Amherstburg, and it's what a amazing, just little beautiful town that is kind of secluded from the rest of Windsor.
Yeah, it's a special one
in an amazing way. And General Amherst, and my girlfriend's, both of her parents went there, and there's a lot of history in this town.
Yeah,
and,
it's something.
I think a lot about like the movie Super 8. If you've ever seen that with J.J. Abrams, like the Stand By Me meets a bunch of nerdy filmmakers, minus the alien thing.
Yeah.
But that was like my upbringing here, because it's like, we could stay out past the streetlights. We'd run around creeks and swamps and abandoned buildings and farm fields, and just like nobody cared. We were just running around with a camera, like making whatever we wanted, and kind of had this complete freedom growing up. And then but there was the acting teacher when I went to Amherst, Mrs. France, Miss Donna Mancini, who's still in my life and I still communicate with, and is still always so proud and comes to film premieres. And,
that's so
it's
cool.
like it's kind of crazy to have that level of support in a teacher where they're still interested in your life decades later. That's a real teacher that cares.
Yeah, Amherstburg's a special town like that too, right?
100%.
I mean, even having moved around as much as I had with radio, and people would say, "Oh, you're from Windsor." I was like, "Well, I'm from Amherstburg," but always lead with that. Speaking of Amherstburg, some shows coming up.
Yeah, not in Amherstburg directly, but in Windsor, we've got a show coming up at Meteor with a band called Don't Worry. They're from the UK. We're opening up for them on May 20th.
Okay.
8 p.m. doors open. And then May 16th, we're doing a mutual friend of ours, Denial artist, mural and graffiti artist in town here, is opening a music venue on Pelissier Street.
And can people still catch you around Fog Lounge still certain nights?
Yes. Sporadically, we're starting to do some Mondays. But we're going to be posting about that.
Well, Justin Zuaccato, the Indiana Drones, thank you so much for coming in. It was great to meet you. Great performance. And maybe one day we'll go down to Margaritaville.
Hell yeah.
And I'll see one of these song circles if they're still doing them down there.
Yeah, hell yeah. Thank you, Nathan. Thanks so much for having us, guys. We really appreciate this. It's awesome.
Perfect.